In the world of fat acceptance, doctors are public enemy number one. Why? Because they point out health.
Just because you're fat doesn't mean you're lazy and unhealthy.
And they make them step on the scale.
Every time I have a doctor's appointment, magically in my head, I'm like, I'm gonna have to get on a scale. I'm gonna have to get on a scale. Please, please, God.
And God forbid they use the word obesity.
You have to stop using the word obese and obesity.
These regular practices doctors do are, according to fat acceptance influencers, hurtful, negative, and oppressive.
Don't you dare waste 1 minute of your day today wishing that your body was smaller.
But one day the clouds parted and a doctor came through the sky ready to fight against weight stigma, and that doctor was the Fat Doctor UK, Ashir Larmay, who tells clients fat, that's not even real.
Oh my God, enough with the fat around the organs. That is not a real thing. It is made up.
Well, now those actions are being followed up by consequences, and Ashmir got investigated by the GMC investigation committee, warning him that they will take away their license if they don't stop spreading misinformation, aka fat acceptance.
You know, there's no real evidence that intentional weight loss improves your health in any long-term meaningful way, but there is evidence that it causes harm.
And Ashmir is pissed off. And now on Instagram, she's exposing what doctors really do. Just prescribe all their clients Ozempic.
You know, and I'm not going to bother with the whole diet and exercise thing because clearly that's not something that you're very good at. Instead, I'd like to try you on this new medication. It's an injection once a week. Pounds will just melt off you. It'll be fantastic. You'll finally be able to get that man that you've been looking for. But before we get that far, you know,
I think we're gonna take this into my mini-verse. Hello and welcome to the Michelleverse. Anything here is possible. I can eat as many bags of hot Cheetos as I want and not get acid reflux. In this world, I don't have a herniated disc, so I can read all day and have the worst posture and I won't be affected at all. I can even do both at the same time. Dude, I don't even have to wear a bra here. That's right, life's good over here and we can talk about all things I see on the internet. So you're not rotting your precious brain scrolling through TikTok. Let me do that for you. I don't even have a brain because I'm plastic. So if you're interested in that, please hit the subscribe button and stop by my universe more often. All right, so the Fat Doctor UK. We have a whole video about him, but let me give you a 20-second overview. The Fat Doctor UK is a trans doctor that was fed up with the healthcare system being racist, anti-LGBT, and of course, fat phobic.
This is just your daily reminder that there's no cure for fatness, and even if there were, fatness doesn't need to be cured.
And so he took it into their hands to help the little people. Oops, I mean the big people. I'm sorry, small fats to infinity fat. Don't wanna erase ya. You guys make sure to take up your space. Okay, so took it into their hands to help the big people be seen and heard while saying, you know what, my little ham hocks, you are perfect the way you are. And fat and obesity, it isn't even real.
Is made up.
Being fat is not a disease and causes no medical condition. In fact, telling someone to lose weight as a doctor is actually harmful. Doctor now, you need your license revoked. And Tammy Slayton, you done fucked up. You should have stayed those beautiful big butt cheeks in that wheelchair with your breathing tube. Okay, look at this diabetes post. Yes, I'm diabetic, but that's not my fault. So in the post, he's referring to type 2 diabetes, which is actually your fault. And one will have to change their diet and lifestyle to reverse it. But in the post, Ashmir writes multiple paragraphs on how doctors just want to scare you. They want you to restrict things like sugar and deny your sweet tooth. And they'll make you fear things like losing your right foot. And of course, she likes to point out that it's not your fault. Now that I'm looking at the comments, there's only one. I'm not diabetic yet, but I am in the pre-diabetes stage. Well, maybe it's time to reflect on what you put in your body and change what you put into your body. What? I'm in the Michelleverse. Calories don't count, and
I have no blood.
So Ashmir responds and says, first of all, that is not your fault. Second of all, pre-diabetes does not mean you'll get diabetes at all. Okay, but how will you help this person if you don't believe in restricting sugar, restricting calories?
Stop trying to deny your cravings.
And of course, she instructs people to listen to what your body says to eat.
Learn to listen to your body's internal cues. If it's telling you you're hungry,
Delete.
Because my body says to eat every last one of these animal cookies, and high blood sugar does increase your cravings. And I don't think these people are craving some broccoli and chicken. Anyway, my favorite thing is when the other doctors hear what Ashmere says and responds to him.
Maybe you should keep the comments to yourself until you actually know what you're talking about.
So I got tagged in Fat Doctor UK's video and it really confused me. She could mean a couple things here. I'm not sure if she's saying that fat depositing around the organs is simply made up, or if she's saying that having excess fat around the organs being harmful to health, whether that statement is made up. Well, either way, both of those are incorrect. Time for school. Excess fat around the organs is very much a real thing. I'm not sure how a medical professional can deny that.
My other favorite thing is his multiple fights on Twitter with other doctors as well. Overweight people need to hear the truth and not be mollycoddled by the medical establishment. It's horrific for your health, far more likely to develop cancer. Excuse you! Everything in this statement is a blatant lie and misrepresentation of evidence, and I'm gonna spend the rest of my life fighting to end these lies and careers of the doctors who spread them. You're too old! Whoa, age shaming from someone who's so passionate about people who get fat shamed? Well, that's interesting, but typical. You're too old and irrelevant for me to bother, but I'm coming for the rest. Well, the Fat Doctor UK would end up losing his own career, and unfortunately, the fight. Because recently, there were rumors that his license has been revoked, fired, and let go. But that information is not quite right yet. He's actually being investigated right now because of his interesting videos that he's posted on his, well, now banned TikTok and other social media outlets, and he is absolutely pissed. It all started on June 3rd with a very cropped up email that Ashmere would post to his Instagram from the investigation committee. Dear Dr. Larmé, am I saying that right? Anyway, as you know, the investigation committee met today to consider your case and whether to issue, and then it just cuts off and goes to another section of the email. Please note that if you apply to voluntary erasure and decide to apply for restoration in the future, you would not automatically be restored to the register. We will consider any outstanding issues regarding your fitness to practice, and you would need to demonstrate at the point that you are fit to practice without any restrictions on your registration. And this is how she responds. She first sends not one, not two, not three, but 9 laughing emojis, and then 3 very angry sentences. The only way I would ever consider returning to medicine is if the GMC were able to demonstrate that they were no longer a white supremacist, colonist, patriarchal organization, fix your racism, sexism, fat phobia, and transphobia problem, and then I might consider coming back. Until then, I must insist that you never contact me again. We're done. So the Fat Doctor UK did not get their license snatched away because they decided to quit before the investigation went on further. Very interesting response though. I don't think that this committee is extremely hurt that Ashmere is leaving and could probably care less and most likely very happy, like most other people are.
Hi there. Are you a healthcare professional?
Nope, and you aren't either. So in this whole video, he basically shows how bitter he is toward people who have lost weight and doctors who tell their clients that they need to lose weight for their health.
If so, stop scrolling and pay attention. The next time you see a fat patient and you get it in your head that you're going to tell them all about your personal weight loss journey, all about how you had bariatric surgery and your life has never been the same since, or how your wife is taking Ozempic and has already lost 30 pounds, or maybe your brother's cousin's roommate is on the carnivore diet and now, he's like lifting weights and has a 6-pack. Before you go ahead and open your mouth, don't.
What doctors should be doing is to tell their patients that morbid obesity is not your fault and don't worry about anything about it. And then they should prescribe them Lizzo.
Have you paid attention to yourself today? Have you shown yourself some love today?
Has anyone seen the new South Park yet?
There has to be something you can do.
All right, I'm gonna write you a prescription for Lizzo.
Lizzo?
She's a really good singer who talks about body positivity and just being happy with the way you look. I want you to listen to Lizzo 5 times a day and watch her videos just before bedtime.
Anyway, let's check out the caption. What we think causes weight gain: diet and exercise. Okay, so Ashmere, I can kind of see why they were investigating you. No one thinks diet and exercise is causes weight gain. It's the opposite. Anyway, let's read on. What actually causes weight gain? Genetics, hormones, medications, underlying medical conditions, trauma, our environment. You know, I find it very suspicious as to why the biggest leading factor to weight gain isn't on the list. You know, that one word called calories. Well, Ashmere, if this was a test on what's the leading factor to weight gain, you would fail. Well, everyone, this is the end of the Fat Doctor UK, who I'm guessing is going to change the Instagram handle since, you know, you quit and you're not a doctor anymore, but at least you're still fat. So you got that going for you. Anyway, my lovely audience, thank you for joining me in the Michelleverse. Please make sure to like the video, hit the subscribe button, leave me a funny comment. It can be anything. Can I suggest a poop emoji for Ashmere's shitty practices? And I will see you guys next time. I'll be here looking for more drama to deliver to you so you don't have to rot your brain. You guys have a wonderful day, and don't forget, come back to the Michelleverse. Bye!
Wake up, honey, I made you breakfast. Fresh coffee and bagels too. A new day is waiting for us. We got lots of fun stuff to do. Let's go to the zoo and feed the monkeys. I can lend them your baseball cap. Let's make the day a barrel of fun. Growing up is just a trap. Don't